Hello and welcome to episode 162 of the Daily Sales Message, where every single day, even if I've got a cold and my voice sounds strange, I provide you with a piece of simple and actionable advice. It's designed to help you feel more confident and sell more stuff. And yes, I apologize for the next couple of episodes. Till I get this thing out of my system, it's going to be slightly harder than usual to listen to me, so I do apologize. But the perils of a daily podcast, I just can't stop, and I don't want to miss a single day, even if I'm not feeling 100%. Anyway, let's get to business. Let's look at my notes here. Charging less is never the answer. Charging less is never the answer. That's the topic of today's podcast, and it's something that I call the low price fallacy. The low price fallacy. It's a strange belief that the cheaper we are, the lower the price, the more attractive we will be to potential buyers. Now, I can see the logic in that. I can understand why people might think that would work, and there are certain cases where it does work. But if you're struggling to sell, then you have to remember that discounting isn't really for attracting buyers, it's for converting people you're already talking to. Discounting isn't for attracting buyers, it's for converting people you're already talking to. So lowering the price, you're going to waste your time. And if anything, you're going to erode the profit from people who probably would have bought from you anyway at your full price, and now they're getting a better deal. Another example here is if you look in your cupboards at home, in your kitchen, all the food in your cupboards, you won't find that every single thing, 100% of all the things in there, are the cheapest budget value items. There might be a couple of things where you don't mind buying the cheapest, but there will absolutely be some things where you wouldn't compromise on what you spend. For me, it's things like meat and butter and toilet roll, etc. And that further goes to prove the low price fallacy. The fact that just because something's the cheapest doesn't mean we're actually going to buy it, or it makes it the most attractive. If you feel the need to discount your offering to lower the price, to make yourself, to attract buyers and make yourself more attractive to deal with, then what you actually need to do, conversely, is look at justifying the price. So look at why you charge what you charge and stand firm on your value and be able to communicate that. Because when you can, it's known as price high and justify, it rhymes, it must make sense, price high and justify. When you can price high and justify, that's a lot more straightforward. I'm not going to use the word easy. It's a lot more straightforward than having to discount or argue with people. And at the lower end of the market, where people are spending less, we all know that those buys are a little bit tricky to deal with anyway. They've got, ironically, higher expectations that will push you harder, even though they're spending less. And yet when we have people who spend more, they can often be a lot more straightforward, a lot simpler to deal with. So the moral of the story today, if you can still hear me and keep up my crackly voice, is that lowering the price and discounting is not a guaranteed ticket to selling more stuff. It's not guaranteed to attract more buyers to you. If anything, it can ironically deter people from you, because we equate a lower price with a lower quality and a higher price with a higher quality. If you feel like you need to lower your price to attract people, flip it on its head and think about how you justify the price, how you explain to people and communicate the real value that you deliver and what they get for the money. Well, that's it for this episode of the Daily Sales Message, where my voice keeps topping out and bottoming out, so I do apologize. The perils of a daily podcast. Tomorrow, as I check my notes in my feverish temperature, is this: are you known for this? Are you known for this? Is one thing that you need to be known for if you want to sell successfully to people. The question is, are you known for that? Tune in tomorrow. If you can stomach listening to even more, tune in tomorrow and we'll explore that. In the meantime, if you haven't already been to sellingconfidencescore.com, head on over there. You can get a free score that will assess how well you're doing in terms of selling. There's 20 simple yes/no questions. You'll get an understanding of how well you might be performing in 4 distinct areas of selling, and more importantly, you'll get a free action plan, some actionable pointers on things that you can do to improve things like finding buyers, closing, objection handling, etc. So head on over to sellingconfidencescore.com and you can apply for your free action plan. That's it for this episode. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow for another exciting and slightly croaky edition of the Daily Sales Message. Take care.